Hi, good afternoon, everyone. If you guys are here, please let me know in the chat, in the comments, so that I know that you guys are hearing me and seeing me properly. And thank you again for joining me for another episode of the Mind of Yash PCOS series. I know that today is not the usual day we have it, but sometimes things happen, and I'm still glad that we're able to meet with you guys and talk with my guest tonight. And I have a very special guest, and I will not hesitate to introduce her. But let me just tell you, like, the reason that I decided to do something tonight about self-care is that it's not a topic directly related to PCOS. However, I realize that one of the things I struggle with as a woman with PCOS, and as a mom, is to take that time for self care. And I mean, not necessarily like a whole spa treatment or something, but just having a routine, making sure your skin's okay, you're taking care of your skin, you moisturize your skin, you drink enough water, the little things that you need to do to be the best version of yourself. And it's something I struggle with. And I feel that a lot of women, and even women with PCOS, also struggle with this, because sometimes you're so down on yourself and you're so caught up in the issues that you have with regard to PCOS. You kind of sometimes forget that you are just a person and you need to really rejuvenate and nourish yourself. So that's why I'm so passionate tonight to talk about it. Um, and to have my guest, because she has built a business about this, about self-care, about faith, about inspiration, about supporting one another. And I really love her business model, and I really wanted to introduce her to the Mind of Yash community. So before I bring her on, let me just read a short bio about our guest tonight. So Miss Kimberly Singh is a mompreneur and the founder of Pink Lantern. Pink Lantern is her God idea straight from above. Pink Lantern is a premium faith, inspiration, and self care subscription box for women. This God idea was birthed during COVID-19, when she saw there were three great needs: faith, self care, and supporting local. And most importantly, asking God to direct her to a business that was lined up with His purpose for her. Outside of her work life, she is an amazing mother. She truly loves being a mom and adores her little princess Mia. She loves to bake and spend time in the kitchen with her daughter, and uses this time to unplug from the world's noise. Besides work and her maternal responsibilities, Kimberly has a genuine love for people as well as serving God. She enjoys planning, hosting, and coordinating events, and so much more. She is also the national coordinator for the A21, Abolishing 21st Century Slavery, a faith based NGO, Walk for Freedom in Trinidad and Tobago, a walk against human trafficking. So, without further ado, let's welcome Miss Kimberly Singh.
Hey,
Good night. How are you?
I am fine, and thank you for having me. I am glad to be here, and I'm actually going to learn a lot tonight because I know this is a bit short, last minute with us, but I don't know very much about well, PCOS as you calling it, and
Yes.
but I
Well,
can surely tell you that some self-care could probably assist with that.
yes, well, actually, polycystic ovarian syndrome is a condition, a hormonal imbalance condition. Like it affects your metabolism, it affects your ability to ovulate. You just basically have more androgens than usual, so it's just basically a hormonal imbalance, and you tend to have a lot of physical symptoms in terms of resistant weight loss. So you have trouble losing weight. You sometimes have acne. You can have
Wow.
excess hair growth on your face. However, you could have hair loss on your head. What other? There's a range of symptoms that women can have. So women have different symptoms, and then you of course have the not so physical things. So like sometimes you have anxiety. Women with PCOS tend to have anxiety issues, depression, they stress easily because it's kind of like a cycle because you're down on yourself
Right.
because of it, and because of the hormonal imbalance as well. So that just kind of adds to it. So sometimes it's very hard for a woman with PCOS to really take
Yeah.
time to take care of yourself because sometimes you feel like you're not worth it or you feel like it's not going to
Yeah.
make a difference, you know?
I think a lot of women suffer from it or go deal with it. I think I saw a post recently, a star, I can't remember her name, and she's quite young and she came out about it and open about it and was just like, hey, look at me, this is what I'm going through. I'm not putting on makeup, I'm not hiding it. It's a real thing, it's a real thing women experience, and some people you don't even know that they experience it. You may wonder like what's going on with their face. They don't take care of themselves, but it's something that it's really affects you daily. And sometimes you can have good days, right? You have
Yeah.
good days, and then some days you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. So I
So,
say, you just have to take it day by day. You might have a good day today and the next day might not be so good, but you just have to keep pushing, you know? Hmm. So tell me a
so,
little bit more about yourself, Kimberly.
so what I mean, other than what was said in my bio, um, I'm not sure if I mentioned that I really like to cook. But since I'm home now, I'm spending a lot more time in the kitchen than I used to because while I was working 12-hour days, it was hard to get me inside of the kitchen. And then my
Yeah.
daughter really likes to bake as well. So sometimes she wanna be baking all the time, and then if you're baking, that means we're eating all the time, right? You know how
Right.
much weight I put on over COVID,
Oh gosh.
you know?
Yeah.
But I what I can say is that I'm a people's person. I really enjoy what it is I'm doing. All of this I consider as part of my work or my newfound journey of
Yeah.
being able to share exactly what's happening with me in terms of being able to be relatable as a mom, a working mom, even being at home.
Yeah.
So what I can say is that when I come to you like very real with these struggles and all, and I realize that there's no need to feel bad about it
Yeah.
or to feel ashamed about it because plenty other people are going through similar things and they just don't have an avenue, or they may see pictures and think, hey, it's picture perfect, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not at all. So, I to the viewers out there, I can't see anyone. I when it comes to dealing with these things, it's just me on a platter, all the fears, all the things that I'm uncertain about, because
Hmm.
I think that's the best way to be able to relate to one another, to be able to just be real about the things that I encounter or even the things that I learn. And then, we could still learn from one another. So I came here with a mind open to learn tonight, you know.
Yeah,
I
that's so
did.
great because I find it like just how you're saying being real makes such a difference in how you deal with your own struggles because I find when I started being more open about my struggles with polycystic ovarian syndrome and all the symptoms with it, like it was almost like a weight was lifted off my shoulder. Like I still have to deal with these symptoms, but somehow just owning it and realizing that it's just something I have to,
Yeah.
but I can overcome it or I can deal
Of
with.
course, I was about to tell you it's not something that you should accept
Yeah.
no matter what it brings to you, that you should not accept that no matter what, because that's not God's plan for your life, for you to be stressed out about your skin and your face and your body and your weight. And if you want to have more kids and you can't have kids, like those are just lies. I don't know how long you've had it for though.
I found out when I was about 18 years old.
About 18. And
Yeah.
here's to tell you, that is just a lie from the pits of hell because you have a beautiful 2-year-old.
Yes, exactly.
So that is your testimony there that this whatever is not of God, it is not the plan for your life. So you realize that God's plan is a lot more than what we think and what the enemy have planned. And I think this is, really awesome because you have a testimony that will move plenty. Well, I have a lot of friends that have PCOS And I know a lot of people with it, from mature women to younger women. And I've heard people say that it's a struggle. But
Yeah.
you, yes, you've been struggling, but you have a beautiful testimony that's next door or in another room,
Yeah.
you know. So I want you to know that you don't have to ever accept this. And no matter how hard things, I like what you said, that you can overcome and you will overcome it. You just will, and you have the right support and
Yeah. Yeah, that's
you
that's
have good.
so that's so true because I don't know how I would have gotten through it otherwise if I didn't have that mindset and that faith. I mean,
Yes, of course.
not every day is a good day, and sometimes I falter very terribly.
Yes, of course you do, because not every day you're going to be mentally strong to be able to deal with these things. And then you feel depressed and you feel sad and you don't feel nice, you don't feel attractive. And then, there's just a lot of different things that you don't feel, and a lot of lies that you believe that aren't there.
Yeah.
So it's real. And I like what you said, that, when you came to terms with that you were going through it, it probably made things a lot easier or better in you handling it, as
Yeah.
opposed to denying it and trying to,
To
you
kind of
know,
cover it because it almost felt like it was embarrassing at some
yeah,
point. Oh, but it's just, and I realized a lot of women are dealing with it. So I just feel like it was such an opportunity for me to,
to help
yeah,
somebody,
because just
to
knowing
be an
that somebody else
inspiration.
is going through it is,
Yeah, you're not alone.
yeah, exactly. That makes such a difference. So tell me, Kimberly, so did you ever struggle with self care yourself?
Girl, if I was to tell you,
Tell me,
yes,
girl.
I have. I
Yeah.
have. And, we make excuses all the time. I've made many excuses. And you know what the number one excuse is?
What?
I don't have time.
Yeah.
That's a lie, That's
Yeah.
a
It's,
really, 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 really big lie.
yeah.
And I have struggled with it, and I have struggled with it for a long time. And then even after I became a mom, it got worse. Because you being a mom, you're working. I used to work really long hours. And during COVID, now before COVID, I was, listen, fit as a fiddle. Listen, if I show you some pictures, I was exercising every day. I was driving. I had a routine,
Yeah.
I had a routine for myself, a routine for my daughter, and I was going, eating, cleaning, all of these things, like real taking care of myself, seeing about different things. And then when COVID hit,
Yeah.
everything just plummeted down.
Yeah.
Everything was just about my daughter, about my daughter. I have to see about her with, online school. And then eventually, time was going by. I was eating, not exercising, eating whatever I felt like eating, eating after 6, eating after 9. And then eventually it started to get where feeling tired, I can't go, going to bed late. And
Yeah.
it's just a series of different things. And I was like, what, I can't continue like that. I'm putting on weight, people telling me about it, people close to me,
Yeah.
and you never want to hear that, right? You
Yeah.
never want to hear again fat. And eventually I had to tell myself, Kimberly, nobody can make up your mind for you, right? You either have to do it or don't do it, or they're gonna have an end result, right?
Yeah.
My dad is a real health freak, right? And since I was 15, he used to want to have me in the gym.
Yeah.
He didn't want me to become overweight, but I know it's because he saw certain things with my genes, with my mother, and different things. Why he always wanted me to exercise and eat well. So of course now I understand all the things I used to be fighting him for, right? But yeah, I did struggle. So, moms, women who listening out there, I struggled with it, and it's okay to struggle with it. But it comes a time where you have to realize and make the change. If you have to write it down, talk to someone, try and figure out a way. And that's what I did. I used to train. I used to train outside my home because I needed it to be convenient. So with
Yeah.
my daughter and that stuff. And after I didn't have the person that was training me, I felt like I couldn't do or go or anything. I just like, I don't know what it was. If it's company or, but I was fighting this battle in my mind. I'm being very honest. And it's like I couldn't pick up myself and go. But then one day I woke up and I was like, you know what? While you're also doing work and whatever is happening, you get on the ground and you do some crunches and you go on the elliptical and you stop making the excuse that you don't have time. Just stop
Yeah.
making the excuse. It took me a while, but I eventually got it and I got in a momentum and I am so glad. I'm so proud to say that I exercise every day now, and I sometimes would exercise twice a day. It took me some
Oh,
time to get here, but I'm getting there. And
yeah.
not only that, I am motivating so many people, which I didn't even know. People are like, yes, keep doing it. Keep, because I would be like, I post the status and I'd be like, okay, guys, this 30 minutes was really pump. And one was like, yes, she's like, Kimberly, I want to start to, I want to start to keep posting, you know. So I'm getting encouragement while I'm encouraging. So I was like, all right, I got this. I could do this. But you know,
Yeah.
self care is not only about exercising,
It is.
right?
Yeah.
So there's other things that you will struggle with, you know. Well, to me, self-care is taking care of your emotional, physical, spiritual. Yes, exercising is part, but all of those to me needs to be taken care of and
Mm-hmm.
in different ways. And we struggle in different ways with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So, you know, I try to have a routine, spend time in prayer. Sometimes when I'm in the kitchen, I have on my worship music, or sometimes I'm singing, or my daughter is singing. But you
Yeah.
have to find what works for you. And that's what I tell people. What works for me might work for you,
Correct.
you know, and what works for you might work for me. Or we might find something that both of us might be able to do, and you know, the rest of it does not work. So I always tell people, try to find what works for you and stick with it. Don't try to watch what the Kardashians and all these people doing out there. You know,
Yeah.
you find what it is working and helping you and go with it. And that's what I had to do. I had to stop making excuses and I had
Yeah.
to stop finding everybody else to blame for whatever I was trying to blame them for. And I
Right.
had to get up and go, and I had to get up and do it, because who I doing it for? Not my 8 year old. I have
Mm.
to do it for me and then the people
Right.
that I love around me. Because
Yes.
if you know, an empty cup cannot, you can't pour anything from an empty cup. And I
Mm-hmm.
realized I was just, you know, falling in different areas, you know, from
Yeah.
your relationship to your children to different things, and you realize, you know what? I can't go, I can't make it, I can't do it. You're feeling grumpy, you're feeling moody, even though my partner says that I'm moody, you know. But there's a lot of things that have that, right? There's a lot of things that have that, and exercising and freeing your mind and being able to do things to yourself. And like you said at the beginning, it's not about having a spa day. It
Yeah.
really is a lot bigger than having a spa day. Of course, we would love to have a spa day, right? But it's so much deeper than that. And I
Yeah.
think what helps as well is your identity and knowing who you are and knowing who you are in Christ. I think that's a big aspect of being able to get over some of those hurdles when
Yeah.
trying to take care of yourself in all aspects.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying, Kimberly, because for me, the opposite kind of happened when the pandemic. Of course, I had my first 2 weeks in deep anxiety, but I started doing things to really work on my mindset and my self image. And when I realized, like, I've spent years beating up on myself and feeling like I'm not worthy, and you know, that my flaws were such a big deal and these type of things. And when I started to spend that time to build my self image, that's when I started making conscious decisions to take care of myself better. And
Yes,
I've
I like that word you use. You made a conscious decision.
yeah,
Yeah, that is so important. And I agree with you, same, because I had to do the same thing. Because if you don't do it, you know, whether we sick or not, we have to take care, right? The
yeah,
children sick, the husband sick, mommy, granny, whether we sick, we have to hold it together, right?
yeah,
So why not, you know, do it for ourselves? And every time I'm in front of my TV doing this awesome workout that I find,
yeah,
the guy motivates me so much, like with his words, and you're like, you know, you're feeling to like give up, and your thighs like burning, and
yeah.
he's like, come on, the fact that you got up and you got going says something, and I'm like, yeah, it does, and I'm then motivating myself. I'm like my biggest supporter,
No,
you know,
and
because
it
sometimes,
it sounds silly, but that's really how you're supposed to be. You know, usually we're looking for the outside validators or the people to motivate,
Yeah,
but
no, you
in,
can't regard man. No.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
you can't, because at the end of the day, you know what's going on in here. God knows what's going on inside of here. And you have to find some way to trash it out and to get things, to get things going. But I know for people, their strengths are different. And like for yourself, we may be able to get up and go and push and say, yes, we could do this. But someone may get up one day and they may be depressed and they may studying the things of life or studying the things of yesterday that's
yeah,
really heavily burdened on them and they can't get up and push. Or they may have people speaking into their lives about themselves and they just may not be strong in that aspect to you know, forget about it, put it on the side and push through. So that's why it's so important for fellowship and communicating and praying and being your brother's keeper and really supporting women.
yeah,
I don't understand what is this thing with breaking down and mashing down each other
yeah,
when
I
we
don't,
are all women,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
You have strengths, I have strengths, we both have weaknesses, but we came from the same God.
yeah,
You understand? So we have to help each other. We have to give each other guides. Like I have a girlfriend and she has 2 kids and I have another one that has 4 kids and sometimes I try to, kind of like help them out with like little routines or little do it your self stuff that you can kind of keep them busy and all of that self care because that's
yeah,
your sanity keeping you with some kind of peace because sometimes you want to be quiet and every minute your daughter or your son wants something to eat, they
yeah,
want something to drink, they're bored, they have a whole room of toys, they have this, they have that, but they're bored. So,
yeah.
we have to find so many different ways to even help them, like extra help them and help us at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. As you mentioned, you just made me think of my daughter because sometimes I do work out at home as well, and she always like she would come to interrupt me or she would want something at a time. But then there are the other times where she comes and she tries to do it too. Like she says, "Mommy,
And they
exercise."
motivate you. They do. My daughter stands on my feet while I do my sit-ups. And she's like, come on, give me one more, give me one more. And then she's like, come on, come on. She actually left her nose on the fridge for me before she left. And she says, Mommy, you should see the spelling. You need to exercise Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? She's like, I'm just reminding you. And she
Yeah.
stuck it up on the fridge.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great. And even for them building that type of thing as well, that example that they're seeing
Yeah.
is so
So
important.
they work good in both ways. They motivate and then they can make you feel bad.
Yeah, they'll be like, one day they'll be like, I think I'm motivating mommy too much. Let me try to dial it back.
Yeah,
So
telling you.
tell me, Kimberly. So, well, I mean, you told me your own struggle with self care. So, tell me, how did you come about this business? When did you? Was it during COVID? Tell me about it.
It was during COVID. So I work in a family business, and due to COVID and with my daughter and online schooling, of course, I could not be at work and home with it. I tried it, it was difficult.
Yeah,
And, I applaud other parents and mothers that are doing it. I know it's very hard trying to work and school. Like I'm hearing all the horror stories and I'm hearing all the, parents trying to pull out their hair. But that was my biggest challenge, trying
yeah,
to figure out what to do with my daughter. So in being home and not of course making the means of finances that I really asked the Lord. Of course I was asking him for many different things and he really answered in a phenomenal way.
yeah,
And I asked him to really rest upon me a job, something that I could do at home while being with my daughter, that I could still have purpose and that I could still be used by him to bring light and to really make a difference. And nothing more than now during COVID, it came so timely. So I started planning Pink Lantern maybe a couple months after COVID.
mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I was there like fighting up, trying, like, I was fighting up. I don't know why I was fighting up. And one day, that was it. I was real fighting up. I don't know why, why I was fighting up so much. And that's where the Pink Lantern, came about, pink, feminine girls, women. When you think of pink, but there's pink, the extra K at the end. And
Yes.
like, when you think of a lantern, you think of light. When you think of light, you think of love, harmony, God, Christ, that type of, so that's where the name originated from, because I needed to be able to do something that was really holding purpose. And I always believed in my life, even when I got saved, that my ministry was women. It was always about helping women, and the human trafficking work that I do and all the other events that I do, is to help women and to help. And I mean, I'm not saying that I don't help men and I don't help children and anybody else, but I just believe that we all have a purpose to help and do certain things. And I really believe between like women, family, that type of thing is something that I was always called to do. And
Yeah.
that's where Pink Lantern really, derived and came from, being
Yeah.
able to be that hope and a light through my experiences and my testimonies to help other people overcome certain things. And
Yeah.
I just thought that, being able to be transparent is what we need right now. There's
Yeah.
so many things that are happening that they're trying to hide and keep secrets. And then all the wrong and awful things is out there, like advertisements,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so, yeah, that's basically how Pink Lantern came about. And then it just started to develop, and God started to inspire me, and different things just started to develop. And then here I was launching on the 6th of October.
Yeah. I love the fact that you have this business, but you're also big on supporting other local businesses.
Yes,
Yeah. So
definitely.
how has that been so far since
Well,
the
it's actually
October?
been really, it has been really lovely because, as I said, Pink Lantern is faith and inspiration, self care, and supporting local. That's the heart of our box where love and Christ is. But those are the three components of why Pink Lantern really came about. And it's been a lot of work because I'm in constant communication with vendors, and it keeps growing. So today, as I said, I went to check my friend. She was at the upmarket, and I
Yeah.
said, let me take a walk around. I'm not doing any work. By the time I finished, I had almost everybody business. I just, I felt like to talk to them, and like I saw things that I really liked, and I was like, wow, this is talent. This
Yeah.
is talent. And I just began to sort of talk to them, let them know what I was doing. And they immediately like went up on my socials and started liking. And I really look forward because they have so much. So this basket that you see here,
Yeah.
it's filled with local items. I just
Right.
put my box on top, but it's filled with items. It's filled with things that people have given me to, because I test everything before it goes into the box, and
Right.
and everything like that. So it's been really well, meeting all these people. I am enjoying it. Like, we have so many talented people here. Like, I want to learn how to make a soap.
Yeah.
I wanna learn how to make, I wanna make something. Like, when I look at these things, the other day I saw a soap that looked like a cupcake,
Yeah.
and then I saw something else that looked like a shell,
Yes,
and
I was I saw the ones that
I
look like
was like, what? So I mean, I know there are a lot more because the upmarket. I mean, you have a certain amount, but every weekend there's an upmarket. So I'm
Mhm.
actually really looking forward to meeting some more vendors. Seeing what they have. I didn't even know half of the people that was there today, and
Yeah.
I already have over 50 something vendors that I already communicate with. And
Yeah.
today was a whole other, must be 50 something that I didn't even know exist. Could you believe that? So yes, COVID was difficult, but it also brought light to our local talents because the markets have been doing exceedingly well. Like, they have been. I even recognized a vendor from the news, and she was like, "Wow!" She was like, "You found me." I was like, "Yeah, I remember you from bits and pieces in Movie Town when they interviewed you."
Yeah.
So it's been great. It's been great seeing everything, and I really look forward to scouting out some more vendors.
Yeah, no, I love that. I always thought that we had so much talent, and I feel like even
Yeah,
during the pandemic, people brought out the talents that you didn't even know about. I'm seeing friends
they
going
did. The people got so
baking.
creative.
I was like, you had this in you all this time, and you're not sharing it with the world. So I'm really excited that people are really getting into that side of themselves and sharing.
Definitely, of
But you said
course.
like 50 something vendors. So how many things? Like, how do you fill the bag
Girl,
with different things every month?
so That's why I tell people it's not that I just wake up one day and I just put things together. So for the November edition, it took me a while till I could figure out because I was like thinking of every aspect. Now I'm not gonna know what everyone likes, but
Yeah,
my process in this is that I am doing some market research to get to know my customers, and that's the only way I'm gonna know.
yeah,
Right? And that's the only way I'm gonna know. And of course I'm trying to collect as much as I can. And I'm just trying to think not for me, but like in general, and I get feedback back from other women as well. What do you like? What do you look for? If you had to get a box, what would you want in it? So my first box, um, it had a candle, it had a cup, it had the teas from Jemima, which are amazing,
oh, I love
right? And it had a foot soak, it had a body scrub, it had a face mask, it had this amazing shea butter as well. So everything to encompass self-care, hand, face, feet, body. It had a thank you and a testimony card from myself, and I had like an additional a gift. So it was supposed to be 5 to 7 items. It was actually like nine,
yeah,
and I gave like a gift voucher of like 10% off for the spa that I partnered with,
yeah,
and the hairdressing salon, which is the salon that I go to, Farida's Lifestyle in Westmore.
yeah,
And yeah, so I mean, I really look forward to the December box. It's going to be beautiful. It is, and I take so much time. Like people have no idea if they only knew like, I mean, as you can see, the basket of things that I have to choose from. And I
yeah,
don't just say, well, let me just take items and put it together. Like I'm thinking, like I'm putting thought, it has to be different from the box before.
yeah,
I want it to be when you open it. Like, I mean, the kind of feedback that I got from last month, it
yeah.
encourages me and it pushes me. It really pushes me forward. So one lady called me yesterday and she said, Kimberly, I cannot wait for my box. She said, just tell me. You just tell me. She's like, and I'm going to order one for a friend as well.
Yeah,
So it's getting out there. Of course, you have to push, you have to get your marketing out there because there are a lot of different things happening. People are doing a lot of gift boxes. But
yeah,
yes, my one is a gift box, but it's more than that. It's an
yeah,
experience. And with Pink Lantern, there's so many plans that I have. The box is just the beginning.
yeah. That's so exciting. That's so exciting. I was like, oh, I wonder if we could like put together a PCOS box, edition.
Oh, all that. We have a
That's
special edition, all of that. We could definitely talk about that. And yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, that sounds very exciting. And I could tell you're very passionate about it. So I can already tell that you'd put a lot of work into it to make sure that people have got the best products and the best value and things that that they would really enjoy. I could
Yes,
tell. Have
definitely.
I do promise to get one at one point because I was scared too. I asked Jemima to ask you. It's like can you get it quarterly? Because I had a bad habit of like buying things that I said I would use for myself and have a routine, and then it would remain there for like
But if
I,
you
I want to
notice,
say months, but sometimes it used to stay there for years.
I have, oh, yes, that probably dry.
Yeah, I had to.
So I have influencers, and my influencers, even though they don't do the unboxing, they posting that they're using the scrub and they're using this, and not only that, you see, I tell people that when you get the box and you start to see the things and you feel and you test and I know I'm at the trust stage, building trust stage.
Yeah,
So I asked people, I said, you may not know me. And that's how I started talking to my vendors. You don't know me, but this is my story. And why not give me a chance?
yeah,
Why not give me a chance? This is what it's about. You could tell what it's about, try the box. Like I tell people, even if you can't subscribe, you can still try as a gift and then you can subscribe after. So I have people who have subscribed and are purchasing gifts for other people as well.
yeah,
So you have all of those options. So you still have an option to get a December box if you want. You
yeah,
can just let me know.
yeah,
I really look forward to it. Like people are asking me, when are we getting our box? When are we getting? I can't wait. I can't wait. But what I did was that usually we deliver like the first week of the month, but because of Christmas, we decided to do it a little later. So we do
right.
delivery like the 22nd, 23rd type
Okay,
of thing.
right. Yeah,
I even have people who have November boxes that wait to open it for Christmas.
Yeah. But it's this subscription box. I mean, I know I've heard about the concept before, but it's like the first one that's being done here. Is it?
No, they have, you mean in terms of faith-based, yes, it's the first faith-based and inspiration subscription box, but
Right.
there are other people who are doing subscription boxes
Okay. Okay.
that
Right.
have maybe less items or books or that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But in terms of my own, it's the first faith-based and inspiration, and we have a lot of items in our box.
Yeah.
Most of the boxes I've seen are maybe 3 items, 4 items. We have seven. As I said, the first box had nine.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, things aren't easy, like local vendors, even it's local stuff, remember, all of their things are handcrafted and made as time. So it's not to say because it's local, it's cheap. No.
No. No.
That people have a mentality because it's local, it's cheap. No, it's not. I have candles that are made from really lovely oils that come from the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They come from the Middle East, and yes, they're made here, but people take a lot of pride and time to do their work. Let me show you one of these soaps. Look at one of these soaps. So if you take a look at it, it's a confetti soap. So there's a lot that goes into making this. Now I can't make this, right? I don't even know how to begin. I can
Yeah.
sprinkle this stuff on it, but I don't know how to make it. So
Yeah.
people really do, and they take a lot of time to do their stuff. So the local stuff aren't, I wouldn't say they're not cheap, right? They're not cheap because people's hard work goes into the materials. And remember that everything is raw material. But we
Yeah.
have really great things. We have fantastic things. And I'm so privileged that I can meet these vendors and curate the box, because I said I take my time. I
Yeah.
take my time and I say, God, Salma, what we putting in this box? How? Because I'm not doing it without you. I can't do it without you. And I know I'm not gonna please everyone. And I
Yeah.
know everyone might buy the box. And it had one person said they don't like scrubs at all. And
Yeah.
that's all right. But at least I know. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't say a serious market research, but I've had my struggles with this. I've had my days where I felt to give up. Felt like I can't push anymore. The late nights, and I be like, I'm like, God, I could do this. And then I remember the
Purpose.
vision.
Why?
I
Yeah.
remember the vision, and I remember the night 4 o'clock in the morning where he spoke to me and he showed me things. And
Yeah.
those are the things that I hold on to, the word that I got from my pastor in February. And these are the things that really motivate me to get going and to push, because sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just don't know, but you know what? That's where the faith and the trusting and really trusting in God comes in.
Yeah. I mean,
So
that's what business is about. So you really do have to.
anxiety, you're taking a risk. You don't know, you don't know what direction it's going to go in, but I have to stand firm on the fact that God says, Kimberly, this is yours. Take it. And God has never disappointed me in anything that He has laid upon my heart. I
Yeah.
have gotten up and done it, and I have seen such a hand of a blessing in it. From the human trafficking walk over COVID, I started a weekend project where every weekend a girlfriend and I had 2 kitchens up and running. We were feeding people on the streets. We were able to feed over 1,000 people, like in meals every weekend. We would go out, and on a Sunday we'd there from Port of Spain, St. James, on the streets handing out food. And every time God has placed something on my heart and I have followed through, I have seen His hand in it. So I said, Kimberly, you know what? Even if it gets tough, He will
Yeah.
make a way. He will make a way and He will see you through. Don't be disheartened. I said I pep talk myself plenty times too.
Yeah. Do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes, and just to encourage you as well. Remember that your whole idea for your business is also self care. So make sure that you do take care of
Yes,
yourself as well.
definitely.
Like I know you're busy. I mean, I only started talking to you in the last few days, and I can already tell
I'm
you're
busy, busy bee.
yes, yes. Make sure you take that time to rejuvenate. You know,
Yes, you have to.
yeah. But so
Definitely.
let me see on my list of questions. Okay, so I just have one more question for you. It's like, what advice you can give to women with PCOS who don't make the time for proper self care? I mean, I know you talked about it a little bit before, but if you have
Yeah.
any,
Well, basically, to start, get started. Don't
yeah,
try to have everything perfect or have everything because I was like that, right? I need to have this and I need to have that and I need to do this. And guess what? No, the only thing you need to do is to start.
yeah,
Start to believe in yourself and know that you can make the change that you want for yourself with just a little push, just a little encouragement. Call me if you need some encouragement. Message the Pink Lantern page. That's what we're here for. Let's help each other. Let's sharpen each other.
yeah,
So my advice would be don't be down on yourself and to renew your mind because if you start to see yourself the way God sees you, then perspective and things could change for you a lot.
yes,
The way you look at things, the way you deal with things, the things you might eat, the things that you may look at TV, things will change definitely.
for
If
sure,
it is you, yeah, if it is, you renew your mind, you change your mind, you just try to get yourself ready. So for example, you're gonna cook a meal, you're not gonna just get up one day like this, like Christmas. You're gonna make a turkey and all that. You're not just gonna wake up one day and go cook the turkey. You have to prepare. Some
yeah,
of us may need a recipe, some of us may know it offhand, but you have to go get the ingredients,
yeah.
right? But if you have stuff and you can get started, get started. I did that. I didn't have weights and all these things. If I show you what I work out with, you would laugh. But guess what? It works for me.
Yeah.
I have different sizes of water. I have gallon. I have all the sizes. And let me tell you something. It's working better than weights. You
So
understand? And at that point, yeah, at that point in time, I was like, I can't get weights. Weights are really costly right now. And then eventually, I just started to find different ways to be able to exercise and to do it. So my advice, ladies, is stop saying you don't have time, get started, talk to a friend about it, talk to me about it,
true,
and if you need help, just don't be afraid to ask. Ask and you shall receive.
so true, so true. Just ask, and well, then definitely, she said to reach out to her if you need the help. So, Kimberly, tell the people how they can reach out to you on social media, how they can get in touch with you to get some of the products that you have.
Information.
Yeah.
So we are on Facebook and Instagram under Pink Lantern. It's PINKK. You don't miss that extra K because then it won't come up, right?
Hmm.
And my email address is kimberly@pinklantern.com. And my contact number is 687-4191. You can reach me at any of those. Once you message the pages as well. If we don't get back to you right away, we will. Because with social media, there's a lot that's going on, and then sometimes we miss it because of the amount of messages that we do get through. But be sure to know that I see and I look and I respond to all of them. And if there are any vendors out there that are looking, you can definitely contact me as well. Once our brands and everything line up, we meet, we chat, we kind of get a feel of each other. I am more than willing to collaborate because without you, the vendor, this box can't be possible.
Right.
It definitely. So it takes teamwork and it really takes it's my business idea, but I still, need the help. So yeah, that's basically it. Um, we are going to be maybe revealing some things soon, maybe very soon. But
Yeah.
yeah, we have some things that we want to share that we've been doing. Um, People may wonder how come I don't post on social media a lot. Now I have a social media super lady. You may hear me talk about all the time, Rebecca Ogier. She does handles on the social media. Sometimes I try to put out the post to kind of keep engaging, but it's me alone. So I am behind the scenes and doing
Yeah.
everything. So sometimes that's a struggle that I have, not being able to be on social media, posting things all the time.
Yeah.
But I
It's
want you
a
to
lot.
know
It is.
that yeah, when I'm not posting, it's because I'm working and I'm making your box fabulous. I'm planning other things.
Yeah. 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 I know it
Yes,
takes an effort. It feels like a whole other job just to to keep things
Yeah,
going on.
it is.
Yeah,
It is. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there and I'm learning. It's all my fancy gadgets and thing. I'm learning. I'm learning.
yeah, it takes time. It takes time, but you really, really do. Even just this whole thing is just really to start, to start. So I really
Yes.
does resonate with me because it just means just start.
Yes.
No
Start.
more
Start
fear, no
and
more
know
doubt.
that you're
Just
not
start.
alone. Yeah,
Yes.
you're not alone. You're not alone. And when you start, you feel so good. You feel so good. You feel energized. I wake up more energized. I feel better about myself. And when I'm finished, I'm like, yeah, whew, I work out hard today, boy. I feel proud of myself.
Yeah, yeah, you never regret it afterwards. So thank you so
Definitely.
much, Kimberly, for joining me and for sharing your passion about self-care, about faith, about working together. I mean, I love all those things, and I love that you have married those things together and that you have this wonderful business, this wonderful service for people. And I really do hope that, well, I know it's doing well, and I know it's even going to go better for you. So I'm really thankful for you, and I just want to honor you because you just seem like such a genuine light. And so
Thank
I
you.
want you to just continue. And when you have a good days, feel free to message me too. I can
Of
encourage.
course.
So,
Of
and
course. Definitely.
I wanted to share with everybody that I saw today that I felt was so timely for this talk is that self care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you.
And that is so true because leftovers, what do you do with leftovers? They can't do anything, only meat and the bone and the juice and everything, you know. And
Yeah.
you know, the phrase and the slogan that I always say, which is our slogan, is that self-care is the fuel to your light.
Yeah.
And you can't shine brightly without your light.
Yeah.
The lights, you know, and you know, that's what the lantern does. It lights a path for you to know where you're going, and you know, it's awesome. You know, I might have the idea, but guess what? You have to take care of yourself no matter what. And even if you have a down day or a struggling day, even like myself, it's okay. Dust your shoulder off and get up, show up and do it. And that's what I have to keep saying. Get up and you show up, you get it done, and you just say, hey, I made it. I did it today. And I can do it again. I can overcome and I can be victorious in anything, you know, that I am doing. You know, I'm very thankful. I know it was kind of last minute, but I'm very glad that I was still able to make it and to be a guest, and I really appreciate it. I hope we have blessed someone here today. We have educated someone here today. I
Yeah.
was educated a bit about PCOS, and you know, I think it's a great opportunity for, you know, for us to do something else and collaborate again, you
Yeah.
know. So we definitely will keep in contact. And, you know, I hope all the people that are viewing, you know, if they have questions or anything, you know, they
Yeah.
can send them.
For sure, guys. If you guys are on here, even after, if you're viewing after the live, just make sure and send a DM either to Kimberly and myself. See if you do like the idea of a PCOS minded box and what you'd like to see in it. And also, if you are interested in getting the December box, make sure and reach out to her and get that for Christmas. Get that for somebody that you love because self care is the best gift that you could probably give to yourself and to
Definitely. And it's wrapped everything already. All you have to do is give it.
confetti soap, confetti soap. I mean, you're to get that.
It's wrapped completely, you know, it's a gift just a gift. So, you know, I mean, for people who probably never seen the box, you know, it comes like this. But the Christmas box isn't going to look like this one. But this was the November edition.
Yeah,
So, you know, it comes
so pretty.
wrapped already, you
Yeah,
know, in a gift. So you don't really have to do very much other than say, hey, this is for you,
yeah.
you know,
That's
kind
I
of thing.
love those type of gifts. It's just like, oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely. And you know, it's really awesome because I even had, well, you know, Gozali got a box. I'm not sure if you would have seen. And I started getting a lot of international subscribers. So I
Okay.
even have people that are subscribing from people for like subscribing away and
Yeah,
sending it to their family here, which is so lovely.
amazing. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, which is really, really, really lovely. So, you know, God is good and He's faithful. And, you
Yeah,
know,
he
I really look
love
forward
you
to
even during
see,
this time.
yes, I really look forward to see what He will do. And even within our newfound collaboration and relationship, I really look forward to it. So
Yeah.
thank you so very much again for having me.
Oh, no problem, Kimberly. It was very nice having you. And guys, thank you guys for joining in. And you guys be safe, take care of yourselves, and have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.